Welcome into the final edition of AT&T Countdown to Kickoff for the month of May. I'm your host, Joe Fryhofer. No Jason Longshore with us as he's already on the team plane on his way down to Fort Lauderdale alongside Mike Conti for the call. 92-9, the game has this one against Inter Miami before we then return home for rivalry weekend against Charlotte. But first, we've got to recap the match that happened this past Saturday. 1-0, the Five Stripes fell to LAFC, the reigning Western Conference champions. Stian Gregersen returned to the starting 11 for the Five Stripes, and it was a Norwegian masterclass from the big man in the back, coming way out of his line and winning the positional battle in transition play, with LAFC maintaining that high press and having Dennis Bowanga, last year's Golden Boot winner, in his pocket all evening long. The Five Stripes were superior on shots throughout the evening, and a couple of clear chances in that first half from Daniel Rios. Saba Lobjanidze, our Georgian international, combining quite well with his Polish counterpart, Bartosz Ślisz, in the midfield there. The 1-2s between them and working it back into the area for a Sean De Silva chance that went just over crossbar. The head referee did go to his pocketbook to send off Brad Guzan after a controversial moment. Contact was made as Brad went out for a clearance, and it ended up being reviewed by VAR and considered a dog-so red. And in stepped Josh Cohen, and that was enough to finish it 1-0 from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Now we head south to Fort Lauderdale to take on Inter Miami, one of the most untouchable sides in all of Major League Soccer, currently on a 10-match unbeaten streak. They just went to Vancouver to take on the Whitecaps, defeating them 2-1 this past weekend on MLS's longest flight that did not see Leo Messi, Sergio Busquets, or Luis Suarez El Pistolero on that flight. Robert Taylor was first to score, a curler with his right boot wrapping it around to the far post, and Leo Campana taking advantage of some unseen minutes due to the competition and depth of their 11 this season that saw him get a classy finish as well. They walked away victorious in that one. Then we head back to Mercedes-Benz Stadium with the Gulch behind us for a rivalry weekend against Charlotte FC. 5 clean sheets in a row currently for their side, as they're without 2 of their total 3 DPs. Swiderski out on loan, and Enzo Copetti has returned to Argentina, leaving them with Liel Abada as their only designated player on their first team roster at the moment. Charlotte currently sits as the second lowest scoring side in all of the Eastern Conference. You can catch both of these matches, as always, through the MLS Season Pass on Apple TV, and Mike Conti and Jason Longshore will have you for that home radio team option in the home match against Charlotte. I'm Joe Fryhofer. This has been your AT&T Countdown to Kickoff. 17s, we'll see you in Fort Lauderdale.